So, good morning, Zishaan. I'm Chandra. I'm currently a final year student at IIT Bombay.
Okay,
So, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
that was mine.
So, firstly, can you tell something about yourself? What has been your journey so far that has finally led you to Topper?
Okay, sure. So I graduated from IIT Bombay in 2005. Then I worked for 3 years in two firms called ITC and Opera Solutions. And in 2008, I started my first company in the online commerce space. And we built that company for 2.5 years and then got acquired, worked for another 2.5 years. So did that for 5 years in total. Uh, then we started building Toppr. Toppr is my second company that we're building, and we've been building this for the last 4 years.
And the life of a CEO must be very busy, especially a startup CEO. So, how do you find time for yourself and strive for work life balance?
Okay. I mean, you just, after, like, I've been working for almost 10, 11 years now. So you just figure out how to pick things that make most sense to you and put them in your life. So sometimes a couple of hours with family is most meaningful, so you put that in your life. Sometimes a dinner with friends is most meaningful, so you put that. You try and slot it in your life. Sometimes just a ride by I just want to ride a motorcycle, so it's fun. So I just pick pieces that give me most fun and on that particular time, and then try to stitch the life together. There's no other formula. Just keep going.
So, can you tell us something about your first internship or first job experience? What did you learn? What were key takeaways from it?
Sure. Yeah. My first job was with ITC. Uh, After a few months of initial training, we were sent to Chennai to set up this biscuit plant about 60 kilometers away from Chennai. So there were two guys, me and another graduate from IIT Delhi. So we were tasked with, so we got the blueprints, and then we were sent to the site. It was raining, in Chennai, the retreating monsoon, and then we had to set up this plant. So I think it was a great experience because, I mean, project management firsthand, and then so many new everything was new. So it was a great learning experience.
So, since you are working with for entrance examination students, so we all know that millions of students appear for JEE, AIPMT, these kind of exams. They have become so competitive,
Yeah.
and students start preparing from 8th standard itself,
Yeah.
or even earlier.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this entire scenario of coaching industry in our country right now?
Yeah. So again, multiple questions in your question, but let me try and deconstruct that. So you need to be good at your studies, and you need to be, good at problem solving and all those things right from the beginning. Not even eighth, right? You need to be great at problem solving you need to be curious. You need to ask questions. You need to absorb. Now regarding coaching classes, I think there are multiple problems with the current coaching industry. I think the first problem it is very geographically like centralized. Now they have become very expensive. 10 years ago, when I went to the best coaching class in the country, uh, I paid about 12,000 rupees a year. I don't think anybody can get that sort of coaching now. And when the third problem is, even after making the sacrifice of moving to a center, and even after paying the fee, the students who need the help most don't get the help.
What is one of your weird quirks?
My weird quirks. Okay, so I have two pairs of jeans, and I wear them on alternate days, and I keep doing that throughout the year.
If you had to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Like, good boy is two words, or like one?
Okay, that will work.
Mm, Product guy, so just, or a product manager.
So, what is the first thing you do when you get up in the morning?
Good, like, yeah, bad habit, but check phone, check the sales number, and then check WhatsApp messages. So that's the first thing I do. It should not be the first thing that I should be doing, but right now that's the answer.
What is the thing you are most afraid of?
Uh, right now I'm afraid of old age.
If I would have applied at your firm, would you have hired me? So, this is my resume.
Okay. Like, would we hire you?
Yeah.
No, but your resume is super impressive, you know, right from like what you've achieved through your schooling and your, like obviously your J rank, your CPI, and both your internship experience, your work at IIT with ECEL, super impressive resume. So I think this will make a cut very easily for a strong yes from Toppr.
In general, when you take a resume, how do you scan through it? Like, what are the things that you look for?
Yeah, so the way, and you know, every person has their own unique way of scanning resumes, but mostly everybody spends about 30 to 45 seconds scanning a resume, at least in the first cut, right? So you have to, and everybody develops their own way of screening it. So the way I do it is my eyes dart towards your CPI at the very start, because I want to establish, were you serious about your primary activity at your college, right? So you go to a college to study, right? No matter what department, you know, that can be an excuse for low CPI. So whatever you have picked up, are you good at it? Because that's a primary thing. And then my eyes dart towards the very last of your resume and see what have you done in your life which is not as a student, right? So what do you do in your extracurriculars? So I just want to see your other dimension, like are you a reader, are you a mountaineer, are you a biker, what are you? So I think those are the first two extremes that I look at it.
So one last question in the end.
Sure.
So what advice would you like to give people like me who are just about to start their career?
Assuming you've already worked hard and you know you have covered your CPI and leadership skills and extracurriculars. So I would say, I think the first couple of years should be about exploring who you are. Then you like go all in and say, you know, I want to build a career in product management, or I want to build a career in sales, or I want to be this awesome engineer who's very specific about certain things, right? So I think the first 3-4 years is spend time to discover who you are.